Hello there, and welcome back to the Peak Performance Table Tennis Podcast. After some reflection, I've decided that today's episode will be the final one of the first season of the show. Now, don't worry, there's still plenty more to unpack from my book, but I've realized that diving deeper into the more complex physical training aspects is best suited for a more traditional format where I can speak directly to you instead of relying on my AI co-hosts. I really hope you've enjoyed this first season, and I'm excited about returning with more episodes in the future. For today's episode, Luke and Mara are going to take you through a deep dive into effective table tennis training. They'll debunk some common myths about sport-specific exercises and explain why foundational movements are the key to building a solid training base. They'll also introduce my SP.S.A.C framework, which is a simple yet powerful way to structure your training routine. Enjoy.
Hey everyone, ready to level up your table tennis game?
Let's do it.
We're about to dive into some serious training talk today, and I'm pumped.
Me too.
I think a lot of players hit a point where they wonder, am I doing the right things off the table to really improve?
Yeah, you can spend hours practicing, but are you training in a way that actually translates to better performance when it matters?
Exactly. So today's deep dive is all about busting those common training myths.
And then we're going to give you a blueprint for a workout routine that'll actually make a difference in your game.
No more gimmicks. We're getting down to the science of what works.
And the coolest part is that the most effective training might not be what you think.
Ooh, I like where this is going. A little mystery to kick things off. So what kind of myths are we busting today? Let's hear it.
Okay, so think about those exercises you see people doing that kind of mimic table tennis moves. You know, like swinging weights that look like a forehand.
Oh yeah, I've seen those. Seems logical, right? You're training the same movement pattern.
Right, and there's also things like shadow strokes with ankle weights.
Or how about balancing on one of those PPTT balls while you practice? I've seen videos of that too.
Yep, or agility ladder drills. All stuff that looks like it should help.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm moving my feet fast. Gotta be good for table tennis.
That's the trap a lot of people fall into. Finn calls these out as not being true sport-specific training.
Okay, I gotta know, why are these exercises not cutting it? They seem so table tennis-y.
Because the real sport-specific training happens on the table. That's where you're developing the precise technique, the timing, the footwork.
So it's about honing those skills in the actual environment where you'll be using them.
Exactly. Here's a way to think about it. Imagine practicing your table tennis skills is like becoming a really skilled driver. Now, gym work, that's like building a more powerful engine for your car. It's all about developing those core athletic qualities, strength, speed, power, the things that underpin every single movement you make on the court.
That's a great analogy. So basically, we're focusing on building a strong foundation in the gym instead of trying to, perfectly mimic table tennis moves with weights.
Precisely. It might seem intuitive to just add weights to your table tennis motions, but it's almost like adding more salt to something that's already salty, you know? Your table tennis practice is giving you all that specific movement you need. We use the gym to balance that out, develop those raw athletic qualities that'll make you a more explosive, more resilient player.
Okay, I think I'm starting to see the light here. So if it's not about mimicking table tennis with weights, what does a good gym workout actually look like?
Well, it might surprise you to hear this, but the best gym training for table tennis involves exercises you'd see athletes from all sorts of sports doing. It's about focusing on those really fundamental movements that build overall athleticism.
Okay, so we're talking squats, lunges, presses, sprints, things that build a really strong, powerful base.
Exactly. Those exercises, they've stood the test of time. They're proven to be incredibly effective for developing core athletic attributes. It's like laying the bedrock of your training, giving you the physical tools to pull off those lightning-fast reactions and powerful shots, the kind that define a top-level table tennis player.
This is making a lot of sense. It's about developing raw athleticism that translates to the table, even if the exercises themselves don't look like table tennis. So if I ditch the PPTT ball, what should I actually be doing in the gym? What does a good table tennis workout look like?
There's a strategic way to do things that'll really help maximize your gains. First things first, just like any good workout, we always start with a general warm-up. Get your body ready to work, Think dynamic stretches like arm circles, leg swings, torso twists. Combine that with some light cardio to get the blood flowing.
Okay, got it. Proper warm-up, never skip that. So what comes after we've prepped our bodies?
All right, after your warm-up, we're going to move into the real meat of the workout. And we're going to use a simple acronym to guide us, SP.S.A.C. That stands for Speed and Power, Strength, Accessory Work, and Conditioning. And the order is important, kind of like the order of operations in math, you know?
SP.S.A.C. I like it. Sounds like a secret code for table tennis superpowers. Walk me through it. What's each element, and why is the order important?
The order matters because it lets us prioritize the training that needs the most energy and focus at the beginning, you know, when you're fresh. So we're going to start with SP, which stands for Speed and Power.
Makes sense. You want to be at your most explosive when you're working on those fast, powerful movements. So what kind of exercises would fall under that speed and power category?
For speed, think drills that get you moving quickly and changing direction explosively, like short sprints, side shuffles, agility drills, that kind of thing. Now for power, we're incorporating plyometrics like box jumps, jump squats. Olympic lifts, if done correctly with proper form, can be great. Even something as simple as wall ball throws can be super effective when you're focusing on generating that force.
So we're talking about short bursts of high-intensity effort, really pushing those speed and power limits. And I'm guessing we're avoiding those slow, grinding reps that are more about pure strength.
You got it. We want to train your body to react quickly, generate force explosively, just like you would when you're returning a powerful smash or driving the ball across the table. We're training those fast-twitch muscle fibers that are absolutely essential for table tennis.
So we're going for short bursts of intense energy, not just grinding out reps for hours.
Absolutely. Quality over quantity here.
And making sure you're fully recovered between sets, right?
Exactly. Avoid training to failure in this category. You want to be explosive every single rep.
Okay, I'm getting the picture.
Yeah.
Want a done-for-you routine that follows this exact blueprint? Download the Peak Performance Table Tennis Routine, a free table tennis-specific workout program designed to help you move faster, hit harder, and last longer in your toughest matches. It's the most up-to-date training guide I've developed, and it's completely free because I don't want finances to stand in the way of your progress. This routine is simple, effective, and perfect for all skill levels. Grab your free copy today at peakperformancetabletennis.com/routine and start seeing results.
Okay, so what's next in our SP.S.A.C lineup after speed and power?
Next up is S, which stands for strength. This is where we build that foundation for overall strength and stability. And we're going to use those classic compound exercises to do it. We're talking squats, lunges, deadlifts, presses, rows, pull-ups. These exercises, they work multiple muscle groups at the same time, building overall strength and stability.
It sounds like, a pretty standard strength training routine, not necessarily table tennis specific.
And that's the thing. The fundamentals of strength training are pretty universal. You're building that base, and it's going to benefit you in any sport, really. Table tennis is no exception.
What about reps? Any specific rep range we should be aiming for with these strength exercises?
A good rule of thumb is to shoot for somewhere between 3 and 8 reps. You want to wait where you can do all the reps with perfect form. But where those last couple reps are tough, remember, we want to stimulate those muscles, build that strength foundation, but we don't want to overdo it and fatigue ourselves. That could affect the rest of our workout.
Okay, we've covered speed and power and strength. What's the A in SP.S.A.C all about?
Okay, the A stands for accessory work. This is where we fine-tune things, target those smaller muscle groups, the ones that don't get as much attention during the compound lifts. We might do things like calf raises, bicep curls, tricep extensions, core work with a focus on rotational movements, to mimic the twisting and turning that's so important in table tennis.
So it's about filling in the gaps, making sure every muscle is working. How much time should we be spending on accessory work?
I'd say 10 to 15 minutes is a good amount. Again, we don't want to exhaust ourselves here. It's about maintaining balance, strengthening those supporting muscles, and getting ready for that final element of our training plan.
Okay, so SP, S, and A checked off the list. Now we're getting to the C, conditioning.
And this is where things get interesting. Finn says that 90% of your conditioning should come from playing table tennis itself.
Wait, really? So all that time on the treadmill or the elliptical? Not as crucial as I thought.
Think about it. When you're playing table tennis, you're constantly moving, changing direction, reacting quickly.
That's true. It's like built-in interval training.
It is. Footwork drills, multi-ball, even robot sessions, all fantastic conditioning.
So are you saying ditch the traditional cardio altogether?
Not necessarily. If you enjoy it and it fits into your routine, go for it. But if you're pressed for time, prioritize playing table tennis for conditioning.
All right, that makes a lot of sense. So if I do want to add some extra conditioning, what would you recommend?
Interval training's a good option if you're looking for a boost. Short bursts of high intensity, followed by rest or active recovery.
So like those intense rallies and the breaks between points. Got it. So where does this conditioning work fit into our SP.S.A.C plan?
Ideally, you want to do your conditioning on a separate day from your strength and power work, but if you're short on time, it should always be done last. We want you feeling fresh and explosive for speed, power, and strength exercises. Tired muscles won't give you the best results.
What kind of work-to-rest ratio should we aim for?
1-2 or 1-3 is a good starting point.
And what about the type of cardio? Anything specific that works well for table tennis players?
Finn suggests low-impact options like the assault bike or elliptical. You want to protect those joints.
Smart thinking.
Yeah.
Knees and ankles are definitely taking a beating in table tennis. Okay, so we've got our warm-up. SP for speed and power, S for strength, A for accessory work, and C for conditioning, all strategically ordered to get the most out of our training. This SP.S.A.C acronym is like a cheat code for building that ultimate table tennis physique. But with all these different parts, how do we know how much to do? How often should we train? How do we create a balanced routine that fits into our busy lives?
The key is starting gradually, building a really solid foundation. Don't try to do everything at once. Just pick 1 or 2 exercises from each part of that SP.S.A.C acronym. Master those first. Then, as you get stronger and more comfortable, you can slowly add more exercises, maybe increase the intensity or how long your workouts are.
Start small, be consistent, gradually increase the challenge. Makes it feel a lot less overwhelming. What about rest and recovery? How do we make sure we're not overdoing it and risking injury?
Rest and recovery are just as important as the workouts themselves. That's what lets your body adapt, repair, get stronger. Aim for at least 1 or 2 full rest days every week and listen to your body.
Yeah.
If you're feeling sore or tired, take an extra rest day. Don't hesitate. It's a marathon, not a sprint,
Right, no pushing through pain. It's all about that balance.
Yeah.
So we've got the blueprint SP.S.A.C. We're starting gradually, prioritizing rest. Anything else we should keep in mind as we work towards becoming better table tennis players through training?
Yeah, one of the most important things to remember is that consistency is key. You're not going to see results overnight. But if you make training a regular part of your life, if you trust the process and just keep at it, you'll be amazed by how much stronger, faster, and more powerful you can become.
Couldn't agree more. And to all of you listening, we hope this deep dive has given you a fresh perspective on table tennis training, a renewed sense of purpose, and that unshakable belief that you can achieve anything you set your mind to. Now get out there, train smart, play hard, and dominate that table.
Hello there, it's me again. I hope you've enjoyed this first season of the podcast. If you'd like to stay in contact with me, make sure you follow me on my Instagram, YouTube, and Facebook accounts. Just search Peak Performance Table Tennis and I'll come right up. And if you'd like to stay up to date with the latest research pertaining to table tennis, sports performance, and nutrition, subscribe to my free monthly research roundup email. See the show notes for the link. Until then, may the spin be with you.